Here we come back. Here we go. And hello. The ghost train is going by right now, but other than that, we are back live. Lucas here, Lucasgvariety, with the boys, and we are back to play Cthulhu-Goo, which is our Call of Cthulhu 7th edition game. We are now on episode 8 of Amidst the Ancient Trees. So we are back, and it got really intense last time, and I'm not going to do the recap. We're actually going to leave the recap to the guy with his headphones off when he comes back in a second. So I'm just going to stall until then. But welcome. Thank you, viewers who are in the chat. And now that Dem is back, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to him for the recap for a moment. If you need help getting started, though, I'm here to assist you.
No, basically it started off, everyone was kind of in a standoff. Dyer and Thomas were... No, it wasn't a standoff.
I think you left the cabin, right? And went down to the beach. That might have been the episode before.
No, it started at the beach.
Yeah, we didn't get very far.
No, we didn't. It opened up with Dyer coming to. Thomas had just did what one of the staked people asked and just yanked him off.
Yep, that's right.
This caused Dyer to go a little kooky, and instead he ended up seeing his parents, who had passed a long time ago, on the stakes, basically making Thomas look like the bad guy. And since Dyer was crazy, he believed him and attacked Thomas.
Was sorry.
What?
Nothing.
I honestly didn't hear. I'm
he said was. I don't know if there's a was.
So needless to say, that kind of escalated into Thomas putting the gun up to Dyer, threatening him. Dyer called his bluff. They both shot at each other. Thomas critically wounded Dyer, basically, and Dyer ended up killing Thomas. Then Bernard stepped in. Bernard and Meadows, they kind of had an issue with Dyer for a while. Everyone's kind of tense until we had some visitors. Wanted to see what all the shooting was about. Bernard was kind of like, hey, so the dead people and the spikes isn't doing anything? And they're like, eh. So Dyer, Meadows, and Bernard go to tie them up because they couldn't be trusted. They ended up fighting back, ended up getting completely turned to brain mush. And then I think it ended with them deciding to go back to a camp so that they can recover, because Dyer is pretty much on his deathbed.
Yep.
And the dog, Thomas's dog, we MIA.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, the
might be Dyer's downfall in the end. The dog bites you, you take 1 hit point of damage, you're dead.
Oh, my hangnail! I bleed out. Yeah, the two guys that approached you were from the mining camp, and one was Dean, the other one was James. James was the truck driver, in which you entrusted the kidnapper to the one time, who was one of the victims on the poles. And I believe the Duke was it that used his gun and put the rest of the staked up victims out of their misery.
Yes, he did that too.
Okay. Yep, that was just the other little details I wanted to throw in there. Otherwise, whoops, back on this page.
Otherwise, I get a bonus of 10 hit points.
A bonus
Denied.
of 10 hit points?
Denied.
Yeah. You heard it. Luke said take a bonus of 10 hit points.
There was definitely a question in my voice.
I didn't hear it.
So dusk is approaching as we come back. Bernard and Dyer and the manservant, the valet, Meadows, they are on the run. Well, not on the run. They are retreating from the camp. And let's see here. I do have a map page to take us to. In the Roll20, give us a new little something to look at. So on the map, and I've added some things and hidden some other things. You guys were right here where I'm pointing. Oops, I probably should transition that for the audience to see. So you guys stopped at the stakes on the beach. Actually, just a little bit more up, just like a few feet. That's where you killed the dudes there. There was a whole bunch of bodies laying around. And that gives you a better picture of where you were before. The artist camp and the tree symbol I have there was the dead oak, or the dead evergreen or whatever. They had the kidnapper's cabin, then the artist camp. You took that right fork to the cabin that had the coffins in the basement. Then you wandered still on the stakes on the beach. At the end of the last episode, you did see the rope on the things at the end. You can't really see past this point right here. Oops, I can't do it on the OBS. You can't really see past this point, but I gave you a pretty good description of what you saw coming out of the water here. And you don't really see any of the stuff that's inside the mining camp. I don't remember. It's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. You have dusk coming in the next hour and a half. Everybody's tired, exhausted. One guy's dead. One guy's almost dead. The other 2 guys are still looking pretty good, but have gone through a lot of stuff. They had said that they had Jane and the mining camp, but you guys have to retreat, or decided to. There could be a lot more details I can go into at the moment, but I want to ask, where do you guys think you're going to go? What are you going to do? What are your thoughts?
Bad boy, what you gonna do?
They're so bad. Also, shout out to our viewers there. Thanks for joining us tonight. So, Duke. So, Dyer. Before he expire.
Is Kurt no longer played by, or is Meadows no longer played by Kurt?
No.
No, so he is?
No, so he is not.
Okay.
What the hell? What the bloody hell are we doing? Well, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Now we're back to normal.
There you go. Oh, Meadows, we missed you. You were kind of phased out there for a bit.
Yeah, it was so awful having you on. Yes, we decided to retreat to try to recuperate at least a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's getting late, and at least one of our party is dead.
It's
Or mostly dead.
Aggressive self-defense.
I'm not dead yet.
It's getting better.
This is the result when you have somebody who is so full of himself and wants to call everybody out, keep egging things on. It's like, do it! So he did it. Ugh, shugging.
Damn, I sent you a message. Okay. So if you are going to make camp or hide out somewhere,
We know there's a known boogeyman cabin with boogeymans in him. It's either that or it's about the only place we know we could possibly rest at.
Okay.
But we don't know if these things can communicate with each other.
You can wake up in a coffin.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm thinking you can go right into the woods, or you can be backtracking up the trail, but I feel as though you're moving while you're at least moving a little bit away from the scene of the crime, or the scene of the murder, the scene of the self-defense, whatever it is, as you're discussing this.
No witnesses, no crime.
Okay, you're right.
I think we said we were going into the woods, like over.
The dog saw it.
You can, if you click and hold your arrow down on a spot, it'll like make the ring. So
Ooh,
yeah.
we were going to the woods.
Is that, you want to go right straight into the middle?
Sure. I think that's what he said last time. Sounds about right.
And that's fine.
A place off of the beaten path into the deep dark
Wood.
So okay, you're off.
I don't know how far away this stuff is from each other, but presumably.
There's no scale. I mean, I think you could probably.
I mean, if you look at the size of the cabins, it's clearly all pretty dang close to each other.
I know. I don't know if the scale size is good. I'm gonna say you at least track a quarter mile, maybe a half mile into that thicket middle, Like if you went right about in here or something, right?
Sure. Glorious.
It gets to past 5 o'clock. It's starting to get dark, especially as you're in the woods. The trees are all sickly yellow in this area, like it's autumn.
We will make a makeshift camp. No fires. We'll figure out some sort of watch thing, and be extraordinarily on alert for any movement. Person tracking us, potential party members to be shot on sight. I want to make that clear. Shot on sight. No matter how amiable they seem.
Let's not go there quite yet.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm on stance of kill anything that gets near me.
Wow.
Aggressive stance.
This is not going to go.
Last
very
two guys who approached us were clearly Cthulhu-Goo, and so Cthulhu killed them. Oh, good way of.
Cthulhu is not an adjective.
Yes, it is. It
I
can be whatever.
prefer to use it as I want.
It can be whatever it wants to be.
This is aggressive English negotiations.
Cthulhu-gooing comes out of your mouth the way it wants to, whether you like it or not. That's how it is.
Sure.
There you go. So, it's starting to get dark. Dyer, you're limping along after, struggling to keep up, trying not to open your wounds back up and bleed to death right there.
Why not?
The sun is going down. It's definitely getting dark. It's getting cooler. No fire means it's definitely going to get cold around your campfire tonight. Could be possibly dangerous. I don't know, depending on how much stuff you have or how close you sleep together. You might have to do that whole sleeping naked together under blankets for body warmth. I don't know. Phew.
You don't sleep naked.
It works. That's what I've been told anyway.
If you have hypothermia and you're trying to transfer as much heat as you can, yes.
Okay. You guys were all in the lake, weren't you? No. That's not. If you were, you'd be dead. Anyways, so you guys find a nice cozy spot there, and you're doing that. Let's have. I'll roll for Meadows. I think.
If you'd like, I can roll for medals until.
All right.
Things.
Go ahead. Then everybody can roll listen checks.
Okay. Pull up medals here real quick.
Dyer's got blood in his ears.
Was it green or gray?
Oh, that was dem rolling, not diamond.
Oh, he's just not labeled. You guys should be labeled as your characters. There you go. Holy crap.
I'll tell you what, I'll roll again.
Fail!
There we go.
No, you already rolled once.
No,
dem
dem
rolled
rolled,
once.
not diamond.
Oh, I rolled law, not listen, by the way. Let me try it again. Still failed!
Still failed. Everybody failed.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna argue.
Let's get everybody dead and we can all go home.
We got 2 hit points left. I don't care.
It could end tonight. I'm trying to decide. Okay, so you're making up at your. Let's see, how much did you fail by? Oof. 50.
I didn't fail by much.
No, you
failed
can
by
spend luck
6.
to succeed, but if you don't want to, that's fine.
Ooh, and what's the situation right now? You're having us roll. I don't even know what's going on right now.
So, you've just set up camp. Maybe you're eating some cold beans. You're just you're I know you're real alert. Like it's starting to get dark,
Sure.
and that's when something would have made a noise, maybe, and that's why I had you guys do a listen check.
We know.
So,
Every other time I make listen checks, it's you hear nothing. Great, thanks.
Oh no, there's always.
It's
something.
clear you hear nothing. Like, oh, okay. Now I actually hear nothing.
you heard
So why
how
would I
dead-
think anything different?
You heard how dead silent the forest is. That is something. But do you want to spend your luck points or let it go?
You're fishing here. So no, I don't.
Okay. So everybody's caught off guard when a person stumbles into camp.
I shoot him.
I think not. I think we're gonna have
What do you mean I not? I said this repeatedly. I'm on high alert for anybody coming.
Do you have your weapon drawn?
I've been with my weapon the whole time.
Okay.
I got creepy dudes coming at. All right, I won't shoot for the sake of this.
You can
freaking
turn.
Story.
You can turn to.
And I point my gun. Okay.
Do so. No, I think that would be totally fine. Like someone bursts in a camp, you didn't hear them coming, and you don't know how you didn't hear them coming. You're just like, what the? And you turn around, and everybody can make idea rolls. Kurt, you can make an idea roll as well.
Idea roll.
Idea.
That's your intelligence roll.
Why don't you just say intelligence?
Yeah, because it's called
You're,
idea roll.
you're adding needless complications.
Nope.
I have an idea. I want to shoot him.
Wait, which character am I IDing for?
I sent you a
Manos or-
message.
Huh?
I sent you a message. I was going to try to tell you that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will.
Both barrels.
I'll do that then.
Actually, wait. No, I don't have a 2-barrel shotgun.
Okay.
Kurt,
A
whatever,
doctor? Definitely killing it.
whatever's been going through your mind or through whatever, you snap to when you suddenly come across people. Let's see. Dyer doesn't recognize this person. And, Meadows. Where's Meadows? I'll do him here. And then who had... That was extreme. And what success for the Duke?
Mm-hmm.
So, you're about to pull the trigger, and I guess you can still decide to, but you recognize this person. She would recognize you. You and Dyer does not have any recollection because he likes to stay away from people. It actually works out perfectly. But you took note of people back on the very first day, on Saturday, when the sheriff held his town posse meeting in the sheriff's office, and all the people flooded in and got into groups of 2, 3s, 4s, and 5s. This person was one of those people. He never talked to her, never necessarily met her. She was just one of those in a group of 3, and everybody spread out went in the line. So, yeah. Dyer doesn't, though, because she probably doesn't look like she did back then. So I'm just going to let you guys play.
Totally missed. Okay.
You know what? I'm counting that in your shotgun malfunctions. Because you rolled 100? Oh, no.
No, I rolled a 98.
Okay.
I was just playing around. I wanted to see if anybody noticed.
I count dice on table. So let's, yeah. I almost feel like that you should shoot the shotgun.
That's fine.
He did say he was on high alert.
He didn't hit me.
Your opinion would have changed if I actually, critically hit her for 10 damage.
Probably.
Well, that was a quick game.
Let's not make rolls that we're not going to intend to make. How about that? So, the shotgun does not go off unless you choose to shoot, and then you tell me you're going to shoot.
No, I recognized her.
I'm going to let you guys take it from here.
Is the description are you going to describe, or do I need to?
I was going to let you do it.
What am I looking at?
So, I'm gonna actually pull up the description I gave to Lucas earlier. So, she's a young woman, though it's hard to tell. She's covered in mud, maybe. She has, what you can tell, she has dark black hair, long, it's braided, but the braid's coming out, it hasn't been taken care of. And she's got a bag slung over her back. She's wearing a heavy coat, though it is open, and she is clutching a dirty revolver. It's dark and there's no fire, right?
No
Luke?
fire, they said.
Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't be able to distinguish things. Okay. So, did you shoot? I'm confused.
No.
Okay. So she seems to start, like, kind of jump when she notices you.
I do the same.
And,
And I looked at her skeptically.
I think she almost kind of bull rushes right into the camp, like she is trying. I mean, I picture like that, Kurt. Tell me if I'm wrong.
yeah, that's fine. She's been wandering around, so
Question. How dark is it right now?
I mean, I would say it's approaching dusk.
It's got to be dark enough that it's probably light enough way I can recognize her.
It's dark. It's darker than it would be at this time, but it's approaching dusk, so it's almost like dusk here. And I almost say that she doesn't burst like right in the middle of you guys, but she bursts through the small clearing you're in. Probably didn't even
kind of
see you.
I would call it more. I mean, not like charging, running in, but kind of like stumbles through
Okay.
the brush into the clearing, kind of thing.
Stumble might be good.
Yeah.
And just
So it's actually it's actually earlier than I was thinking. So I don't know. You'd have to tell me if they can recognize what's covering her. So
I would say they could do a spot hidden.
spot hitting. Everybody's muted.
Dustin will be back in a second.
Spot hidden.
Yep. There's like, I recognize that. It's all over me. I mean, they're covered by blood at this point. Because of the close-up spraying of those other two guys on the beach. They're both covered with it. You can make a spot hidden, Duke.
Duke.
Okay.
I
So
was-
yeah,
I was-
the mud is both mud and caked down dried blood, and the gun is covered in blood as well.
And I think you have like a backpack slung across the shoulder.
Yeah, there's not a. It's a bag,
That's
but
okay.
it's slung over her back, and she looks like somebody who quickly, like, threw clothes on and then just left somewhere. So like her coat's hanging open, her shirt's unbuttoned, like not unbuttoned, untucked, and stuff like that.
And then like their reaction, like what the hell, or you know, the guns cocking, like that kind of like as you stumble, and that draws your attention. And then as you like stumble and pick your head up and look at them, like probably frozen like a deer in the headlights, you see these three guys looking at you, right?
Right.
I would not cock my gun.
Okay.
It's already loaded. That would be a waste of a bullet. This is not the movies.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely the movies.
Totally the movies.
It's always the movies. But anyway, go ahead.
So she doesn't raise her gun. She's holding it, but she doesn't seem to be aware of it. And she just kind of steps back and says, "Oh."
Oh! Oh! I also say, oh!
And
Help.
Doctor, since you rolled the extreme, you would recognize all three of these people in a moment. Maybe it takes a second, but you would recognize them from seeing them once before.
So, and you see her shake her head, and then look at you again. And she says, "Oh, you guys were at the meeting. My boyfriend is dead. He right over there. I shot the guy who killed him. Help?"
Perfect. Meadow's like,
I really felt the character come alive.
Meadow's like, oh, you're not gonna shoot us, are you?
God.
He's like, his gun is like, you
What?
know.
And she looks down at the gun and then kind of drops it. No, I don't even like those things.
It's like, all right then.
Why are you out here?
We were trying to find the girl.
What's her name?
Jane Strong.
I know her name, unlike everybody else in my party who can't seem to remember her damn name.
I was waiting for Dustin to say it, and I was ready with the answer.
Line.
We were looking for Jane. Harry wanted us to go. He brought his friend Bill with us. They both are dead.
Have you figured out what's going on around here yet?
No, it was woke up and Bill was stabbing Harry. And I tried to get him to stop, and then he tried to stab me, and
What was he trying to stab you with?
a knife. What do you try to stab people with?
Funny you should say that. Question, can I see her chest exposed?
Yes.
I mean,
Not her chest, but her shirt underneath her coat, I think, right?
yeah.
No piercings in it?
And she's covered in mud and blood.
Yeah, it's probably hard
So-
to tell.
I mean, just don't seem to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a spot hidden,
Okay, what are you looking
and if I pass, I will tell you what I was looking for. So she looks at Dyer.
Oh,
You're wounded. Can I help you?
Won't say no at this point.
I was like, all right then, cold beans all around. And he like lowers his gun and
She pulls her bag over and
Dr.
kinda
Ex Machina.
walks over to Dyer and starts removing his makeshift bandages. Is all this blood yours? This seems like a lot of blood on this bandage for this wound.
Might be about 3 or 4.
It looks like somebody dabbed blood with this band and then stuck it on. No, I'm sorry.
yeah.
So I will make a first aid. Is the first aid or medicine? I have both.
Well, it depends. It's 2 different checks. I think the first aid was already done on him for the day, so it can be done again tomorrow.
What is the difference between medicine? I mean, obviously one is.
Medicine heals more, but let me find it on this chart.
Okay.
It is, of course. Okay, so natural is 1 hit point a day. First aid is 1 hit point. Medicine is 1d3.
Okay. So.
If you go to work on him, pulling stuff out of your bag and using...
She pulls out some bandages and she just starts going to work.
You may actually have some like medicines or some things to actually give him since it is medicine roll.
I have.
You seem extraordinarily knowledgeable for a woman.
I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor.
She glares at you. Yes, and yes, I get that a lot. And you are?
Oh, medicine roll. Like, what am I looking at? My name is Duke of Suffolk.
That's your name, Duke of Suffolk?
That is who I am.
Hmm.
And you, in your name?
Patricia. Dr. Patricia Grant.
Well, Dr. Grant, it's a pleasure to meet you. Sorry about the start, but we've had a very long few days. I'm surprised that you came out here. This really doesn't seem like the place for a lady.
Well, I came out with my boyfriend. He was insistent, and
Your
thought maybe I
bow
could help.
thought you should come out here to the woods. Well, I am truly deeply sorry to hear of his fate. We also lost a good man in our party.
What happened to him?
It's a long story, but we've
Surprise.
certainly seen something I've never expected to see or experience in these woods. And dare I say, I hope to find young Jane and get out of here as quickly as possible.
We camped awful close. I don't know why you didn't hear the fight.
Well, honestly, we were in a firefight of our own earlier, and my ears are still ringing terribly. I can't hear much at the moment.
Okay, so I did a medicine roll. I got a success. Dyer has clean bandages, which have been cleaned out with alcohol, and I shot him with something in my syringe. Not morphine.
Stuff to
I'm
fight
not
off,
giving you morphine.
Probably stuff to
So I
fight off
don't have any morphine.
probably stuff to fight off infection and things, amongst
Yeah.
other things that doctors would know.
Some
to do.
kind of
Antibiotic.
infection.
Why don't you roll a 1d3, doctor? Doctor? Doctor. Doctor? Doctor.
Doctor. And also,
Doctor.
she hands you a couple of tablets of aspirin. I rolled a 1.
Well, you get another hit point back.
Yay! Dyer now has 3 hit points instead of.
I think medicine's if I know correctly, it might be something that takes place over. Naturally is once a day. First aid is, I think, once a day. Medicine maybe. We'll see. Obviously, it's a slow crawl for that. Like, so in the morning, if he wakes up with a full night's rest, he can have another hit point back. So it takes a few minutes. You get a can of cold beans and some hard bread, some water you still had in your canteens that was boiled from before. Nothing from the lake, obviously. Maybe you can find a little natural stream, but you said no fires were going. So the night quickly starts to approach. Everybody's pretty tired, still kind of wounded. What is your plans?
Dyer is just gonna rest up.
You gonna set this one out?
I mean, if he'll sit and watch if he needs to, but otherwise,
Your medicine check takes at least an hour. And yes, you get the hit points in addition to the first aid.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I said medicine takes at least an hour, and you do get the hit points in addition to your first aid hit points.
Okay, good.
I mean, that still leaves me at 3, though.
I honestly
It
have never
says the character is limited to 1 treatment of both first aid and medicine until further damage is taken.
Right.
They're limited to one of those. What, first aid you said, and medicine until they take more damage?
Right.
Well, you better take one.
And
hit point, maybe.
there seems to be a day. That you're right about the day thing. Like I can do it again the next day, but yeah.
Okay, well, looks
I'm
like
sorry.
that.
I should have read this before since I was being
It's
a
fine.
doctor.
I didn't know much about first aid either. I didn't. I don't know if we've done a check on Call of Cthulhu yet, but you guys didn't really get injured in the last 2 seasons that we played, really. So this is the most injury I've seen.
I should note she did drop the revolver and it's still sitting there.
All right. It's been there for over an hour as you've patched up and all have passed beans around. And
Oh
eaten.
no, I quietly took that revolver.
Okay.
Slipped it into my pocket.
So of note, Duke, it is covered in gore, and it has been fired twice.
Well, I wiped it off.
Here,
Obviously.
it's a 32 revolver. It does a 1d8 damage. Its range is 15 yards.
How does Meadows know all that stuff?
He's magic.
If he puts it on his character.
Meadows was a batsman. He knows weapons.
He's just like, he sees it and he just starts spouting it out. And it has 4 out of 6 rounds left. That's all the ammunition in it. Yeah. So, Dyer, you said you kind of lay down to go to sleep?
Yeah, unless he needs to take watch.
So, Dr. Grant does not appear to want to go to sleep.
What? Say that again?
Dr. Grant does not appear to want to go to sleep.
I will stay up with Dr. Grant, chatting, getting to know the good doctor. Whilst we watch
Whatever else.
Danger.
Okay.
Train.
Bubba.
So, I think this would be a good time to do it.
Do what, sir?
Nothing?
Nothing. Shalala.
That's not what I say usually. Nothing, tra-la-la. That's what I say. Alright. Okay, that is delicious.
Okay.
Just have to write down. Okay, so Meadows and Dyer are asleep. It's drawn on, let's say, it's about. See, how long did it take you to hike into the woods there? You hiked for maybe close to an hour, and that was still when it was light out. So we'll say it's a little after 10 p.m. Dr. Patricia and the Duke Suffolk can both make listen checks, and you can make it with a bonus die.
It's not Dr. Patricia, Dr. Grant.
Dr. Grant.
Dr. Duke. Doctor.
Or Dr. Trish.
Doctor.
Okay, so the doctor's not, but Duke, you hear.
I thought you said I get a bonus die.
Yes, your
One
plus 1
bonus.
is still a fail. The plus 2 is an extreme, but the plus 1 is not.
Well. Fine.
Well.
So she's speaking about something or other. Okay, well first, how much do you guys talk? What do you guys talk about for the next 3 hours? I mean, just make small talk. I mean,
Experiences, get to know each other, the crazy crap that's going on, my theory about this stuff. Presumably I'm not gonna speak for you, but probably her own experiences out here.
She talks about coming out here, experiencing the weirdness. She does not talk about the incident where her boyfriend dies and she killed a guy. But
I neglect to say that Diamond didn't kill the federal agent, but does do leave it very,
I mean,
obviously they died and the creatures
did-
that we experienced.
right, she did say that, like, initially that she killed him and that he was dead, but she seems
You
to
did
avoid-
say that. I heard that.
She avoids that topic if it ever comes up.
Fine.
Also, she talks about the weirdness. She talks about dreams, specifically a dream about a lake and an autumn forest. And
How open are you to, let's be honest, just the truth of what's going on?
yeah, maybe this is before you tell her about all the cabin dwellers and the staked people.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
as I pretty much spouted out last time, pretty well figured out what's going on.
so, out of character,
Yeah.
Patricia has had a pretty serious psychological break
Yeah.
recently, and
Yeah.
so
Her entire
she's
faith in science and medicine has been shattered, perhaps.
kind
Maybe
of.
science at least. maybe not.
I don't know about that, but her faith in like people has definitely been
Well,
shattered.
medicine's going to get pretty screwed up once you realize that this whatever it is creature in the lake stabs them and then turns them into some sort of zombified Civil
Sure.
War era
Right. So
freaks.
she does not seem she seems very distant at like some things that would you think would cause an emotional response. She just brushes off. So if you talk about things like the truth, she more than likely will either accept it or just dismiss it.
So that's good. You did tell him. I think when you talked to him about the dreams, Bernard can, at least with the other people they've talked to, all the other people at his party, the other people they've met, and put those together, right? Like, yep, everybody's been having those dreams, right? So at that point, you can decide. You could say that. How open are you to the truth? And then you can tell her, and let me know what you tell her. I guess.
Now, you asking her directly?
Yes.
Okay, so she would say, "Well, of course I want to know what's going on. Something made Bill stab Harry. Kept saying, for the master, there needs to be a sacrifice. I couldn't stop it."
As hard to believe as this is, the truth is that Master is some creature from beyond our world.
Kind of.
And it is trying to escape its prison of sorts, and it's enthralled people to do its bidding. It may speak in dreams, it may speak directly, I don't know. I only know firsthand that it does something terrible to people, unnatural, demonic even. And we've been forced to defend ourselves multiple times, and in the scuffle we lost our friend, the federal agent. Torturous is the only way I can describe it. Nightmarish.
There's definitely something unsettling about it with creature, god, or a demon. These things. What does knowing what they are help?
I'm afraid we're the only people here who can do something to prevent this power, this creature from escaping and being unleashed in the world.
Nice little
So you're
lunatic laugh there. I love it.
So you're saying us 3, 4 are gonna save the world?
Does that sound so bad?
I mean, just kind of shrugs. I don't know what to feel anymore. If this would all stop, it would be better. If that includes saving everyone else, okay.
Listen to me, Dr. Grant. I have lived my entire life of utmost privilege. As I'm sure you can clearly understand, nothing like this has ever happened to me. I've searched the world for adventure, and I'll be honest, this is the most frightening and exhilarating thing I've ever experienced before. Us together are going to do it. We're going to save this little girl, and at the same time, we may be able to stop some demonic, superhuman creature from beyond the stars. How exciting is that?
Kind of gives you like a lopsided little grin. You make
As
it
an out
sound
of character aside, I've My laughs do seem slightly unhinged, but that is purposeful.
Right. But she just kind of goes along. She gives you like this lopsided kind of smile. You make it sound so romantic. I mean, what choice do I really have? At some point, she would have found like a clean rag or towel or something, and maybe clean the gunk from her face at the very least. Damn it over there.
Yeah, it's not fair to our other party member that he's sleeping, recovering his hit points. All 10 of them.
So
10.
you guys kind of get
Is that happening? All right, I'll add that to my hit points.
Wait.
Yeah. Bonus 10.
Bonus 10.
It's like you're casting Hilaga.
Are we taking a break or?
Well, that's what I'm coming back to here because I want to. Let's not move away with the conversation. You had that kind of little laugh about saving the world, and the Rise smiled back, and the successful listen check. We'll come back to that. Across from your camp, and it's dark now. Do you have any? Would you have had any light in your camp? Or are you guys talking the pitch of black? Because the moonlight would not be coming through very well. It'd be.
We're pretty much hanging out in the pitch black.
The doctor has no light sources. Pretty much, she has her medical bag, a little bit of food, and her water. And
don't any of us have like lanterns or whatever?
I have a torch.
My character doesn't, but that plays into what happened to her.
I have an electric torch. That's about it.
Okay.
I don't know if you had it on, like pointed at the ground, so it's like just a very low light, or just no light at all.
No, I have it handy, but not using it. Doing our best to, avoid detection.
You hear suddenly footsteps about 10 yards in front of you, and a snap of a twig, and then you hear, Duke, Doctor, I come in peace. I have a white flag with me, but you cannot see it.
Oh, come on now.
And we'll be back after this break. So stay tuned. Come on back. Want to see you again. And peace out. Give us like 5 or 6 minutes.